Hey, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Oh man, though, the weather's kind of crazy right now. There's like 2 different storms on its way, kind of, sort of, or coming here. So, woohoo! I'm surviving. Yay for survival. Ooh. After we're done with all the records, next schedule we should also start the prepping. Ooh. And the prep's gonna take around like 3 to 4 streams at best. Well, that's not bad then. But yay. I want to get through half of these tonight. I'm so interested in these new characters. Like, look at the cutie in the middle. She's so happy looking. And then the one next to her, I'm like, ooh. What's with that smug look, girl? Like, who are you, ma'am? And then, of course, we have others that we already know, but still, like the new one. Like, hi. Especially you for witness, ma'am. The oh no, how the first one's called The Wine Red Murder. Like, how bad can this be? I don't think what's bad's gonna happen to our boy, right? Especially after he's taking charge. It'll be fine. Hello. The storm be evolving. But at least the highest wind should only be like, what, 45 miles per hour? Let's see how it goes tomorrow at work. Maybe if I'm lucky, they'll send me home early. They'll be like, we feel sorry for you. Get out of here, punk. I'll be like, okay, bye. But if not, oh well. It's fine. But now for some wine red murder. Oh, it's these two.
You hear something?
Yeah, so you're in Syracuse, so Lappy went haywire there. She was having so much fun. She was enjoying her popcorn. And I loved how she told her dad. Like, that was the best part.
It's a busy street. It's all something. What I'm more worried about is the smell. The goods got all packed up and stashed in the cellar. Shouldn't be any smell at all. Ah, well, if you find anything loose, I could go for a taste.
Goods? I want some goods.
Don't even think about it. They say this stuff's the cream of the crop. But that scent is making me want to quit this job.
How bad is the smell?
You want to quit working, or you want to quit work here? What's the difference? Either way, we're stuck roaming the streets, keeping watch and hoping nobody comes looking for trouble. The red paint from last night ain't washing out. Once I get paid, I'm buying a new coat for my ride. To yourself, I'm saving my share. The company's gonna need more guys for later.
Imagine saving.
What's with that look? Novosini's really goddamn miracle turning a Sicilian like you into a responsible businessman. This fat Cashmerian pays way more than Antonio ever did, right? How was I supposed to know that running a taxi company had all these costs?
Yeah, imagine the cost for running a taxi company. Like, oof. Yeah. Truly a blessing in disguise. Like, who knows where they would have ended up?
Even driving a taxi is a lot more exciting than patrolling the street, though. What kind of dipshit with too much time in his hands would try to mess up this red wine championship anyway? I got nothing.
Oh, that's the goods they're transporting. The red wine. Okay.
Forget about it. Once we're done the street, let's head back to the theater. You know, why the Cashmerian come to us with this event security job anyway? Beats me, maybe referral some kind soul.
Look at the fancy venue. Xaric.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may occupy a moment of your time.
The lighting in the theater is almost a little too bright. As if trying to light up every face in the building, a well-dressed businessman stands in the center of the stage, lightly tapping the glass of red wine in his hand. The crisp note is not loud, but it still gets the guests to quiet down.
I know you're all looking forward to the wine and the music, and to the moments ahead that will be worth remembering. But we'll get to that. First, I'd like to say a few words. Hosting the Red Wine Championship here in the city means so much to us. Novosini is a promise of order, and ever since we selected this place for our competition, that promise has been proven beyond doubt. Wine takes time, and time demands stability.
The Cashmerian businessman continues on once the applause dies down. He talks of the year of the vintage, how it was made, and of course, intercity cooperation and logistics systems. Every word falls into place, with nary a syllable wasted.
Naturally, without the support of Nobunaga City Hall, this championship might never have come together so quickly. It is our honor to be working with you, Mayor Baily.
You want to see his prison fit? True, he probably can't maintain his drip in prison.
Nobunaga City welcomes all foreign partners willing to abide by our city's laws. So long as you're here to do respectable business, nothing will stand in your way. Ha ha, of course, of course. I'm not here to flatter you. In Nobunaga City, I have no fear of the familiar trying to get a hand in my business. No need to search for any hidden meanings in the deals I sign. Such clarity in business is truly priceless. It sounds like you have a very positive opinion of our city. Exactly. This is why we wish to bring the finest wines here alongside some much-needed cooperation. In that case, we find ourselves honored.
We're still waiting here. When are we getting started? Yeah, I want to see how good Kashmirian wine really is. A few rude voices forced their way out of the crowd and began to spread throughout the audience, but under the bright lights, the businessman's face shows no sign of displeasure.
Ha ha, I suppose I've droned on for too long and tested our guests' patience. Then I would like to invite Nobunaga City's famed orchestra to the stage. The performance shall serve as the opening ceremony for the championship finals.
Wow, they even have some entertainment. That's nice. The people are like, we don't really care about the music. We just want to get drunk. Give us some wine. As the lights dim, Zarek takes the opportunity to accompany Leontuzo off the stage to appreciate the performance from the nearby corner. Leontuzo, however, does not look at the stage. With no glaring lights to blind him, he can see the man calmly walking up to him. Sup, Dimitri? Ooh, some new operators. And I know that's a sarcasm. Jaw, wow. You know, that works the idol actually. That's fun.
Meet Especier. My associates aren't used to this sort of thing, so they got a little excited. It's fine. There will probably be plenty more events like this coming to Nobunaga City. Guess I better teach him to behave soon then. And who might this gentleman be? Signor Dimitri Baily, a local wine merchant, also participating in the competition. Ah, reputation precedes you, the young promising head of Saluzzo Vino. A pleasure. There is one thing that I've been meaning to ask. Everyone is here tonight just for the tasting session, right? Ha ha, of course, of course. The question of a wine's quality is ultimately answered by the tongue. Good. I was worried this championship would be decided by whose background was cleaner or who had the nicest story to tell. Ha ha, the story behind a wine is important, but if the wine cannot stand on its own 2 feet, then even the prettiest words will not prop it up for long. You're right, I'm sure the victor will be crowned based solely on its flavor. It sounds like you won't be disappointed, even if your wine doesn't make it to the finals. You're a funny man, Mayor Baily. You look the very picture of a businessman now. Were you hoping I wouldn't be? I've heard Kashmirians have great faith in their fair competition. I'm eager to see it for myself tonight. But I have the feeling the real results will make themselves known very quickly. Ha ha, sounds like I have something to look forward to witness a fair competition in Nobunaga City, a city no longer bound by the old rules. Why? That's the entire reason we're here. You hear something? You asked me that when we were heading out the door. What could be making noise down in the cellar unless it's someone stealing wine? This is all the wine they got for the competition, just this one row. Yeah, I guess the guests get to drink the entries as it's over. You'd have to be missing a few screws to try and steal some now. So, can we drink some? Yeah, sure, let me pour you a glass. Of course we can't, idiota.
Like, wait until the competition's over, then you can have some. Like, oh man, if they get drunk and they ruin this. Oh no. That'd be so bad. And yeah, former brother in the same family having a fallout, becoming antagonists to each other, becoming business frenemies.
Shame. You said you wanted to try some, right? If you pour yourself a glass, I won't snitch.
As soon as the words leave his mouth, footsteps ring out from between some shelves around the corner. Oop. So who are you, mysterious person? A Cabernet with a hood obscuring its face lowers his head as he walks through the shelves, heading for the stairs leading up. Soon enough, he has left the cellar.
He's gone. Probably didn't hear us. From that distance, he wouldn't have even seen us. Longhorns like that gotta be a Cabernet. I figure he's with the orchestra. Why would an orchestra guy be down here at a time like this? They're going on in a minute, right? Maybe he's just calming his nerves. You got your own tics, you know? Every time you're holding your piece, you keep scratching at the safety with your nail. Kusata, I ain't done it in years.
Gambino shuts up the moment he hears more agitated footsteps. Another Cabernet appears in the shadows, following the echoing footsteps of the orchestra member from earlier. She too quickly leaves the cellar. This time, both Capone both Capone and Gambino saw suspicion on the blonde girl's face.
Hey, I know that Ragazza. She's the daughter of the lady who runs the orchestra. Give me my security pass. When was the last time I saw this many Cabernet in Syracuse? I figured the whole orchestra is from Lithuanian. What, you gonna say something like, just like the Sicilians? Nah, we're just thinking how Nuovo Volsini is getting too crowded. Bronza, Cabernet, hell. If I came across an Ager in the street, I wouldn't even bat an eye anymore. I'm hoping for fewer strange-looking passengers through the door. Let's do one more lap around the cellar. The performance ought to be started up there.
I wonder how big the cellar is. The orchestra takes the stage, and the lights dim once more. The strings begin with the restrained, gentle tones. Soon they are joined by the woodwinds. Though the melody can hardly be called brash, it serves as a vector to reveal the notes in their most perfect forms. The audience lifts their glasses, slowly swaying them along to the music. Leontuso sits in the front row, watching his neighbor Dimitri refuse yet another glass of red wine from an attendant.
You come to a wine tasting and don't taste the wine. I just don't have the appreciation for the smell of that Cachemirian red wine. You got here earlier than I expected. I was invited, so I'm not allowed to drop by the last second. Otherwise, it'll look like I'm back to my old habits. Aren't you in the same situation, Mayor Ballone? Whenever you say old habits, it always makes me feel like you're bragging about the progress you've made. Oh, take this as a compliment. You know me. I was never any good at picking out the condemnations between the praise.
Leontuso doesn't answer. He simply turns his head away from the stage and back towards Dimitri, his eyes falling on the bow tie around his neck. It's been too long since they last met. He's not sure how much of Dimitri's current business, like demeanor, is sincere.
You look like a real businessman today, Dimitri. Not to your liking. There are a lot of things to my liking, but that doesn't mean I'm not worried.
We have fearing war criminals, idol, logistics crew, former war criminals, police, special forces, guns, and then there's Leontuso. Ah yes, the mayor of a city. Or an operator, technically. Yeah. Both, like, in the middle of normal and not normal for a former familiar.
What about Nuovo Volsini? Is it going the way you hoped it would? Worried about the city and the people who scurry around it? It's going as I expected. You're the same as you ever were. You talk about order, but your eyes are fixed on the people. Hey, my hands are clean. What, scared I'm gonna take something from you? What scares me is that you treat a city like your kitchen table. Give it a flip, and everything on top will come crashing down to the ground. Then you better watch me closely, Leon. The closer you stick to me, the harder it'll be for me to mess up.
The Cachemirian businessman beside them is clearly in a good mood. He stands up as the performance ends, lightly applauding as he signals the attendants to prepare the next step.
I have to say, I love how you know Volsinier know when to applaud and when to stay quiet. It's a rare thing. Most places, people make a ruckus when they should be silent, and stay quiet when they should be clapping up a storm. I'd like to thank the orchestra for their marvelous performance. I'd also like to invite tonight's judge to come up and witness our competition. A musician from Lithuanian and a guest from this fair city. Frau Paola. As a woman unaffiliated with the wine dealer or familia, I think there's no one more suited for the job.
The conductor on the stage gives a graceful nod to the audience before being guided by an attendant to the table of red wines at the front. Buonasera, everyone. I know only how to play music and conduct an orchestra, so I'm not very good at offering praise or pre-descriptions, but since I'm judging the finals, I promise. I will sample them all with care, then say what I feel as I drink them truthfully.
Ha ha, that's exactly why we chose you. 3 descriptions? No, what we need are honest assessments.
He lifts his hand, beckoning the attendants to fill 3 wine glasses from the 3 decanters.
Now then, let's begin. The 3 finalists come from different wineries and different terroirs, and they each have their own ambitions. The rules are simple: no looking at the labels, no listening to any stories, just pure flavor, if you will, Frau Paola.
The tall musician nods, a serious look on her face as she lifts the first glass. She sniffs, sips, swallows, and stops. Yummy? The first glass sticks strictly to the standard. The aroma is unassertive, it does not rush the mouth. The fruity flavor is front-loaded and quickly restrained. You can tell that it avoids making any mistakes, not letting any one flavor linger for too long. All in all, a harmonious package. That was a nice description. This is a wine I could offer to guests without worry. So far so good. The second glass is, very much like the locals. The alcohol makes itself known quickly, but not in an irritating way, and without any sharp sensations. It's a little bold when entering the mouth, with a direct sourness, the type that wouldn't ask for your opinion beforehand. That sounds good. I like sour drinks. Like my monsters. It is the third glass that Paola savors the slowest. She takes a sip, but does not immediately swallow, letting the red wine linger on the tip of her tongue for a moment. The third glass. There's no brashness at the beginning, but the layering and the structure are very clear. It's not a crowd-pleasing sort of wine. It's as if it doesn't care if you enjoy it or not. It's not going to try to win you over. It knows its worth, and it'll walk it to the end. It has attitude, an attitude I happen to like. Interesting. Sarek turns to the audience and raises his hand, as if he were already standing atop of the podium.
Now, Frau Paola, if you would pick which of the 3 glasses you believe is most worth remembering.
The third, naturally. Sarek is practically already reaching out for the bottle behind the third glass. His voice is more excited than before, but he maintains his composure.
Well, I think we all heard her. This wine is... You best check the label again. Otherwise, things might end up rather embarrassing for you. Pardon?
Sarek freezes. He slowly looks down at the bottle. The moment he gets a clear look at the label, the smile on his face dies. Oop. Oh man. Oh, it's technically been 5 years since we were in Kashimirish. Oh, dang. Yeah, how's Margaret doing since her homecoming? But only for a moment. A moment so short that almost nobody can react. Once it passes, his rictus grin is plastered back onto his face.
It seems tonight's first surprise arrived earlier than I expected. Like you said, no leaning on stories, just the wine itself. I really must wonder though, how did a bottle of Golden Prairie transform into a wine that isn't on the list of finalists? Oh, I guess even Kashimir's legendary business management systems aren't free from little mistakes like registration errors. Haha, yes, just a little mistake. Let's all give a warm round of applause to the winner, Saluzzo Vino. Your wine has earned our most stringent yet most objective praise.
Yes, more nighttime. Hello, hello.
Grazie mille. I'm glad the words for competition still apply tonight. It's a good thing for everyone involved. Haha, a good thing indeed. If the winner were always predetermined, then business would be dreadfully boring. And the very reason I came to Nobunaga City was to get away from boring business. Let us toast to the champion, a local winery, and to this fair city. Salute.
The attendants begin refilling the guest glasses. Applause rings out once more enthusiastic than before. Applause that includes the enthused clapping.
Not going to toast me, Leon. You know my palate isn't as refined as yours. Won't you introduce your winning wine before the toast? Ah, if you insist. This isn't a wine that needs much introduction. It's not trying to impress anyone or prove anything with the first sip. It's most suited for when the dinner table's almost cleared out and most things worth saying have been said, but you're not quite ready to leave yet. That's when you notice there's still a glass of this left. It'll be your final safeguard, making sure your words don't spill out onto the floor. It'll remind you of the past and make it easier to reach an agreement. If you think this is exactly the wine you need, then it's already done its job. This wine has some grand ambitions. So it does. It's like what Frau Paula just said. It follows the path of its choosing, without caring whether you like it or not. Since it chose this road, I've got nothing to say about whether I like it.
Dimitri smiles but does not answer. He simply raises his glass, giving a gentle clink against the Antuzos. Before the clink can fade away, a light, incongruent cough makes itself heard from the other side of the stage. Paula's hand stops in midair, the glass between her fingers trembling ever so slightly as the wine leaves irregular streaks on the glass. Paula, are you okay? Sorry. She wants to finish speaking, but all of her subconscious lets her do is steady her breathing. Her second cough comes out sharp. She tries to lower her voice, but she cannot cover it up completely. The blonde girl who is always by her side is the first to notice the look on her face. Paula lifts her hand to prop herself against the table, but she can no longer stand steady. The glass falls from her hand, letting out a muffled thump as it falls into the carpet. Paula, no! She falls forward, her body unable to support itself. Some cry out, some rise to their feet, and some reflexively take a step back. Before the attendants can rush to the scene, she has already collapsed by the table, no longer breathing, her lips taking on an odd hue under the lights. The blonde girl babbles things like, Paula! And help her! The smile instantly disappears from Dimitri's face. Tarek stays standing but does not speak. With a flash of chaos now over, the theater sinks into a surreal silence. Moments ago, they were toasting things like fairness, dignity, and victory. But now nobody reaches for the wine on the table. Of course they're not gonna reach for it, they're gonna be like, oh shoot! Someone poisoned the wine! Oop. The disturbance did not last long. Thanks to the mayor and some municipal staff among the attendees, the situation is quickly reined in. Many people simply stand there, unsure if they should move closer or leave.
Please remain calm, everyone. The medics are already on their way. Before we clean up, I would like to ask you all to work with our security staff, and not to act on your own. Mayor Balone, I must emphasize to you both you and our guests, that the wines underwent a strict auditing process. None of us wish to see anything like this happen. We cannot allow rumors to spread.
The Antuzo stands up to the side. He does not answer immediately. He looks at the table the attendants have moved away from the rest. Then at Dimitri, who still stands in the same spot. Dimitri says nothing. He does not approach, nor back away. He gently puts the wine glass he's holding down, which lets out a lightest of clinks as its foot meets the table. The noise prompts Sarek to continue.
Something unexpected happened at the wine tasting. The label on the wine bottle does not match our registry. I don't believe this is an act of malice, but under the present circumstances, anything outside the standard process needs a clear explanation.
The crowd's gaze washes over the scene like a wave, before inevitably landing on Dimitri. Does being Nobunaga seen a streak of bad luck from time to time? It does. Hopefully, they can help her. Like maybe they can revive her. Through the poison.
If you're waiting for me to explain, then I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint. I'm as shocked as anyone else here that something like this could have happened. As for the bottle of wine, I was only responsible for its flavor and getting it to the theater on time. Anything else is none of my business. You're the young promising head of a winery, but also the young promising head of a gang, aren't you? You might be uninvolved, but you have plenty of minions to get involved for you. According to the many eyewitnesses, Frau Paola suddenly fell to the ground after taking another drink from the bottle of Saluzzo Vino Red that mysteriously appeared. What sort of grudge was there between you two that led to this? Was it not enough that your wine won my championship? Did you want to ruin my business as well? Or do you familiar bosses have your feuds and conspiracies in which you trample over us ordinary folk? Signor Tsarek. We do not know all the facts yet. Novovolsini has its own procedures, and this incident will be investigated accordingly. Since it was a public incident, the police will be involved. Before they announce the results, nobody, neither individual nor body corporate, should be making premature statements. Naturally, of course. We also hope the truth will come to light quickly, otherwise, people will lose trust in Cashmerean Reds, perhaps even local Novovolsini Reds as well. Mayor Balone, death is not a welcome guest at my wine red championship. I suspect at any wine meet. And I would prefer not to hear street corner rumors about how our Cashmerean competition was drawn into familiar struggles, how we were powerless to resist, things like that.
I don't think it was an actual assassination attempt. Or at least on top of her.
Surely, you're aware that we businessmen of Kashmirish, along with our counterparts from Lithadian, Colombia, and nations, even further afield, are only here in Novovosini because of what kind of promises you've made.
Tarek lowered his voice, but the reporters and cameramen invited to the venue to capture the championship seemed to have heard every word. The cameras are flashing much more frequently than they were. Under the glare, Dimitri steps forward.
If you need me to comply with the investigation, then I won't run and hide. I will halt all activities until the results are in. Dimitri, as I said, I'm begging everyone to avoid any rash actions until after things have been cleared up. Well, I appear to be the prime suspect right now, so I will stay where I should stay, and let the police do all the investigating they want. I ask that you do it all in accordance with the standard procedures you mentioned, Mayor Ballone. Right. I'll make the arrangements. The city hall still need time to send the police. No need to trouble them, then. My own high security can escort Signor Ballone home.
Leontuzo was looking at the red-haired Lupo's face earlier, trying to see if he could spot anything. He seems so chill. Like, wow. Dimitri is the most sus, unfortunately. Though he seems cool about it. He's like, low-key expected this kind of thing to happen. Whatever. It's fine. The moment the wine glass fell to the floor, the smile on Dimitri's face vanished. Now his return, just barely perceptible. But it's only a smile. Leontuzo was not sure if he should interpret it as, I won't embarrass you. I believe you can figure this out, or I made plans for this long ago. I'm thinking it's all the above, but leaning towards, I made plans for this long ago. Like, yeah, I expected this kind of thing to happen to me. Good thing I have some plans. Some contingency plans. Before he can finish deciphering it, Dimitri is led to the exit, flanked by Capone and Gambino. As he passes by, their gazes meet for the shortest of instances before they are separated. The flashing lights of the reporters' cameras cascade across Dimitri's face. Leontuzo instinctively turns away, composing himself before turning back to the foreigner who has seized this chance to pile on the pressure and demand more from him. Being mayor seems like such a pain.
How'd you put it? I beg your forgiveness, Don Dimitri. Did the rope chafe you? Nearly died trying not to laugh. He's the real power behind the Saluzos and Nuovo Volsini, and the new Don of the Ballones can't hurt to show him a little respect. Not to mention the tip he gave us. Hell, can't even call a wad of cash this big a tip.
Oh, that's so nice!
Don, but he still got pulled into that foreign money man scheme. You'd think the Kashmirian pulled one over on him? I'm telling you, I think he spiked the drink on purpose, just to get in the middle of all this. Remember, when we dragged him out of the theater, man was as cool as a cucumber. Wise guys like him, who are born into the familiar, they're good at this kind of scheming, and used to it too. Who the hell knows, man? I don't give a shit. This is Nuova Volsini, not Sicilia. You and I both know how stupid Dons can look when they fall from the top. Hey, you think those reporters got the photo of our taxi company sign when we were taking him out of the place?
Yeah, advertisement.
Buy a paper tomorrow and check for yourself. Maybe they'll only get the Siciliano part of it. Now that'd be a joke.
Yeah, just bring a good fortune just in case. And do not invite Ludmilla. Yeah, true. Like, nothing against her, but she had some bad luck, some really, really bad luck.
What, mad? Fine. I'll drop it. No, it's not that. I just suddenly got the feeling like maybe Nuova Volsini is still a Syracusan city. There's been a lot of change here, but in the end, maybe nothing's changed at all.
Hello, hello.
Or maybe when you push something that's never changed on a new track, some other stuff's gotta start popping up.
This is Acumen. Like, who's this happy-go-lucky looking one? What a start, though. Poor Leontuzo. So busy with work.
Scusa, Bettina, I'd love to help you, but I'm running a small business here too, you know. The bottles I got from you last summer are still on my wine rack, gathering dust. Wanna go ask at the corner store?
Right, I'll go do that. Grazie. Dio Polo. I already asked actually, nobody wants any. I've gotta move all this out of the way first. If I keep standing around here like a fool, I'll affect Zio Polo's business. Hello, hello. What? Careful! That was close. Here, hold it right now. Hold it tight now. Thank you, Signorina. Man, this is heavy. No wonder this little kid like you couldn't carry it right. What's in this? Oh, it's Verdi. You know it? I'm Bettina. This is from Verdi Winery where my nonna works. The winery's got decades of history behind it. Would you like to buy a bottle, Signorina? I see. Bettina, right? I guess it's fate that I bumped into you, so let's make friends. I'm Tosia. Here's my card. Wow, cool. A business card. Sorry, I don't have one. Uh-huh. Cashmere's Golden Prairie Winery, Millville City Branch, sales representative? I'm betting that before long, it'll say Senior Relationship Manager. But that's the thing, I'm afraid we're competitors, so I won't be buying your wine. Now if you wouldn't mind scooching out of the way, little Miss Bettina, I have a great deal to make with Signor Polo. Ooh, a true professional.
You just arrived at Nobunaga City, and you're ready to talk to the locals into some huge deals. Excellent work. Come, Tosia. Today, we give our top sales rep the welcome fee she deserves.
You're too kind, Wujik Zarek. You've been busy getting the Red Wine Championship ready, so of course you don't have time for dinner. I just hope I haven't been much trouble.
Not at all. I'm a lucky man getting an experienced sales girl to join us at Golden Prairie. But I heard you were doing well at the Kaijua Domek department store. Why Nobunaga City all of a sudden?
It's a long story.
Let me guess, it's something to do with that Silverlands Pegasus corruption case that's got Pavel Reiki all abuzz lately.
Though Tarek blows his voice, the mention of the case has Tosia jerking her head upwards. What did you...
I was told that when GCC sent agents to Kaijua Domek and took one of your managers a few days ago, your old manager even.
Hello, hello. This is no hiding anything from you. She took good care of me, but one of her relatives is a Silverlands Pegasus. I feel decent. I feel a little bit teased though. I bought a pizza for my family for dinner tonight. 3-topping pizza, but they barely put any mushrooms and bacon for me. They put pepperonis, of course, but I wanted my mushrooms and bacon. At least some more mushrooms, please. Aw, man. And I know, right? Silverlands Pegasus corruption case. Like, what a headline. And no problem. It was a point of pride, but one of the GCC started poking around. Whenever they can't directly move against Adeptus Baily, they take the people around them for questioning. And more people keep getting involved in the case. Some poor souls get the entire book thrown at them, even though anyone with eyes can see they're totally innocent. If normal folk like us get pulled into this kind of trouble, how are we supposed to resist giants like the GCC? I can see why Tosia got out of there. Good for you, Tosia. You made the right choice. That's why I thought it'd be better to come here and expand.
Tosia, Golden Prairie would not have grown this large in Nobunaga City without behind-the-scenes support from the GCC. When the big shots show some initiative and want to expand their horizons, that is a good thing for business people like us.
You're right. Oh man, I haven't touched Genshin in so long.
Let's not think too much about Pavel Ryoki while we're here. Just keep your enthusiasm flowing and do a good job. When my business is growing, it's only good for you, no?
Then I'll thank you in advance, Wujik Zarek.
Clever girl. I won't belabor the point then. I've already ordered the food, just need to know what you want to drink.
Why are you putting all that on you? Honestly, I'm not too good at handling wine. Let me see. Oh right, I'm looking for a certain brown-colored soft drink. I think it's a local Syracusan brand. Tastes like orange with a bit of bitterness. Do you mean Chinoto, Signorina? I'm terribly sorry, but we don't carry that one.
Where did you even learn that old beverage? Since we put out our soft drink line, the local brands have pretty much all died out.
Huh, really? Wow, this guy's brand is just dominating the market for drinks. He even took up all the sodas. Like, dude, really? Oof, poor Deluc.
Did you forget our slogan, Tosia? Nuova Volsini, Vita Nuova. Leave the retro nostalgia to the Lithuanians. How about some zero-proof sparkling water?
Sure, let's go with that then.
Good. Almost forgot. Come, I wanted to show this to you.
It's a shelf display agreement?
Just a draft template. I was hoping to hear what our top sales representative thought before we deployed it.
It's very clear on the criteria, and the rewards are generous. There shouldn't be too many retailers who decline. But if they do accept, it means they can only display our products while the agreement is enforced. Wouldn't the exclusivity clause like that create legal issues under local law?
There's nothing in the new Urban Management Act that says we can't have one. The way I see it, those loopholes with their heads full of dreams and faith won't see any issues with it.
Tarek shrugs, a smile of victory in his face.
But it's you frontline employees who'll be talking to the retailers, not me. I'm eager to see how you do. When the time comes, Tosia.
Thank you for waiting. Your zero-proof sparkling water, Signorina.
Come, to Nuova Volsini, and to Vita Nuova. Not Drawi.
I would never let you down, Wujik Tarek. Not Drawi. Hopefully the new school year is going by well for you. Phew, I'm stuffed. Chef selection, seriously? The tiny portions and way too much fuss. After shoving the last piece of pizza into her mouth, Tosia brushes the crumbs off her hands and continues her walk back to their place alongside the night breeze. The street is lit up in vibrant colors by a chaotic mix of billboards, shining as bright as day. This nightscape is breathtaking, but it could not be more different from the Syracuse Tosia imagined. Shelf display agreement, more like shelf monopoly agreement. It's going to get a whole lot of people fired, maybe even bankrupt, won't it? Like the kid from before. Once the agreement's signed, she won't be able to sell her wine no matter how much legwork she puts in. But it's gotta be done. Those Victorians and Colombians aren't going to let an opportunity like this big slip by, even if we did. Oh, it's you, the lady from this morning. How's it going, Managed to sell any? You're still carrying that same bottles, aren't you? Yeah. You're a really good saleswoman, right? Signorina Tosia? And you... Nope. Huh? But I didn't even get to ask. You want me to teach you a trick or two, right? I can read in your face. Anyway, no can do, no way. But why? The despondency and incomprehension on the girl's face forced a long sigh out of Tosia. How old are you, Bettina? I'm 10 next week. 10, huh? Alright, let me put this in a way you can understand. Listen, I know having to make a living at your age isn't easy. If things are different, I wouldn't mind helping you out. I only got to where I am today thanks to the help of others. A favor is an investment, not a cost. But here's the problem. There's only so much wine a Nova Volsinian can drink in a day. You're selling Verde, and I'm selling Golden Prairie. We're business rivals, enemies even. Of course, in a situation like this, some people would drop any cost-benefit analysis and choose to help a helpless little kid like you. But that's not me. Well, at least she's honest. She's like, yeah, normally people would help someone like you, but I'm not normal people. And hello. Because I'm a woman with a heart of stone. And she's so proud of it. Dang, Tosia. The business road is a battlefield. Helping your enemy is just stabbing yourself in the back. I've spent my money flying up the ranks and living the good life, and I'm not going to go soft on my foe just because she's a kid. You got that? Got it. Poor Bettina. Good. I'm off then. You keep at it. Tosia, you savage. Was I too harsh on her? Yes! Sucks to suck, kid. Can't blame me for it. The black-hearted uncle of mine is obviously trying to use pie-in-the-sky promises to trick me into doing his dirty work. If I want to find my footing here, I'll have time to get involved in other people's business. But she's not crying, is she? Let's just turn around and get a quick look. Just one look. Droops head as if grieving. Grabs hold of the bridge railing. Oh! Stands on top of the railing, as if about to jump. Wait. Don't just throw your life away like that. What? Oops. Ooh, have a nice rest. Made it. Good thing I got quick reflexes. Kissy says have no mental fortitude. I'll teach you, okay? Seriously, even when my performance was in the gutter, and I was homeless and living under a bridge, eating thrown-out fries, things weren't that bad. You're young, you've got plenty of time ahead of you. As long as you're alive, there's hope. Even if things are hard now, you need to believe things will get better. Why are you looking at me like that? I think you misunderstood something, Signorina Tosia. I was trying to save Pane. I was trying to save Pain. Pain? Over there, on the other side of the railing. It's so naughty, wandering off like that. Woof! So you weren't trying to... Thank goodness. I guess I looked real stupid trying to calm you down just now, weird as it was. But even if you were trying to save it, you didn't need to go over the railing, you know? That's dangerous. But my arms aren't long enough. Alright, fine, out of the way. You better not bite me, Pain. Can I pet that dog? Sono molto grate, Bettina. If you hadn't brought my bambino back to me, why, I wouldn't know what to do. We'll head back home now. Say ciao to Bettina. Pain? Okay, ciao. Signora Bianca. Ciao, Pain. Huh? Wait. Aren't you gonna ask her? Ask her what? About the wine. I feel like getting sales through personal connections is rather high cost, low efficiency. But any port in a storm definitely beats starving. Didn't you help her find Pain so she would buy your wine? Huh? Don't tell me you did it out of the goodness of your heart. Am I misunderstanding something? Is your family not in big trouble? Does it not matter if the stuff sells? No, of course it matters. I just want to help sell the wine. Noel says sales have been getting worse and worse lately, and if we can't make enough this month, the winery will have to close. What should I do? You said you'd teach me. What? When did I say that? Kids these days have no mental fortitude. I'll teach you, okay? Oh, I guess I did. But I thought you were going to... Ahem. I'm not trying to wiggle out of what I said, but take a good look at your product. Cheap local wines like your Verdi are the worst performers in the current market. Aww. Outdated production facilities, careless cost control, old-fashioned marketing. While Golden Prairie offers some better quality budget wines, they're only half the price. Only a fool would pick the other option. The winery your Nona works for is doomed. My advice to him is to start looking for a new job sooner rather than later. But the adults say that there's no such thing as an unsaleable product. Only sells people who can't sell it. I know Verdi is hard to sell. Is it so bad that not even you could sell it, Signorina Tosia? Ooh, a challenge. First you trick me into giving you advice, and then you go for a psychological tactic. You got moves. Trick? Bettina's like, I don't know what are you talking about? She's not even doing it on purpose. She's a natural. But I won't fall for it. Hehe. I don't have to get mixed up in your problems to prove myself. I'm last year's sales star at Kreiswide Domic Department Store and the future top salesperson at Golden Prairie. There's nothing I can't sell. That's right, absolutely nothing. Alright, since you talked your way this far, allow me to teach you a thing or two. With my secret sales technique, forget selling a few bottles. You'll be selling crates by the dozen. Alright, tell me the story. Why is it you haven't sold a single bottle yet? Sorry, I know how hard it was for you to find free time to teach me, but Sniff. I can afford a day off. I built enough of a lead on second place. I'll leave myself some room for improvement next month. The important thing is, you're my apprentice. How can you be getting stuck like this? Are you really doing the things the way I taught you? I did my best to use the words you taught me, but... Things like the wine is full-bodied with exquisite balance and a lively zing. I don't understand what they mean at all. So how am I supposed to pretend I do when talking to people? And then saying things like, our wine comes from a winery with deep historical roots. It just used grapes from our own vineyard. Isn't this misleading? Nono says we should put ourselves in other people's shoes and be sincere when dealing with them. That way, everyone will trust us. It's the only way to get a good deal that everyone's happy with, so I knew it. Listen to me, your playbook is outdated. You're being sincere, but other people aren't necessarily going to be sincere back. Gullible idiots get swindled and lose everything. Even if they put it on the line to make some cash, they just burn themselves out. You'll see when you find yourself in a desperate situation. Then you'll look around and see no one is ready to lend you a hand. Sincerity means nothing in the face of profit. You can't entrust your survival to anyone else. We need to be smart, or we'll get gobbled up. You hear me? I don't know. The sight of the girl with her head lowered, clutching at her clothes, makes Tosia decide to lighten up a bit. Look, I'm not saying you need to become a swindler yourself. You just need to package it a little nicer, that's all. Package it? Yep, like using a ribbon to tie a pretty bow, and putting it in a nice bag. There we go. Looks much more presentable than before. You might have already noticed, but there's a huge change coming to the wine racks of Nuovo Cini. Used to be that they'd only stock a few types of wine, but now you can easily find Pinot Noirs from Victoria, Cabernet Sauvignons from Colombia, sweet rosés from Bolivar. It's a miracle for sure, but can you see where the issue lies when you lift up your glass? The miracle was born from stringent production criteria and carried all across Terra in cargo containers. They're appropriately priced and are stable in quality. What they lack is soul. Wine isn't meant to lack personality like a fast food burger. Put those dime a dozen industrial goods back on the shelf and look at the premium gold label Sangiovese in my hands. The product of craftsmanship honed over decades at a local Syracusan winery, a unique flavor with a lingering aftertaste. One sip will delight the mind, 2 sips will bring good health.
I like one. Will this be enough?
Huh? What?
Aren't you two selling wine? I'm pressed for time, so give it here, quick. How do I look?
You look perfectly fine. Where's the fire, senor?
I find myself needing to meet someone, but it's rather last minute. I didn't expect them to be in Nuovo Cini, and in my rush, I wasn't able to prepare a gift. Lucky I ran into you. Grazie mille, signorine. I hope your business goes well.
Dear, wait, Demi's fast. I was only trying to give you an example. Didn't expect there to be anyone crazy enough to actually buy it. Probably a foreigner since he didn't recognize the wine. He gave us enough to buy a ton of Verdi. This is great though, we finally sold our first bottle. How about a high five? But, while on face, selling something is a victory, even if it was a misunderstanding. It's his own fault for not thudding up. Well, he did look like he was really in a rush. Must be a really important meeting. Hey kid, if you show up with a bottle of cheap wine in Syracuse, what happens? Oh no, is he doomed? Oops. So, that's why we're really sorry. Here's your money back. Please, use it for some other gift. This isn't a high-quality wine. It's just a bottle of...
Verdi, right? So that's why you two were chasing after me in a panic.
You know it?
How could I not, considering all the years I've drank? I was born in Sorrento, and many years ago I had a falling out with my family. In my anger, I ran off to Colombia. You can laugh if you want, my Syracusan is a little rusty these days.
But if you knew, then why did you?
Haha, if I brought a fancy foreign wine as a gift, I'm afraid my papa would slam the door in my face.
The meeting is with your own family?
I didn't know they moved here. I saw them while I was out on the street. Nearly didn't recognize them. What's one felt like the biggest deal in all of Syracuse now barely feels important at all. All these years, I had no contact at all. It's time I finally dropped by. My family was not well off, so we had Verdi with dinner. I don't know why Papa never tired of it. I hope that once he sees this bottle, he'll let me in.
Aw, he'll be reminded of the good nights. That's pretty sweet. Like, son, you're back. What do you got there? Verdi, aw.
There's been no misunderstanding here. A bottle of common, ordinary Verdi, wrapped with care, appeared in front of me precisely when I needed it, and for that, I'm willing to pay this price. If it still weighs on your conscience, then why not offer me a good luck as a bonus?
Sure. Best of luck to you. Oh, that's nice. You wonder what kind of changes Casimirish went through over the years? Yeah, the knightsmanship probably changed. Considering the Silverlands corruption case. is even a thing the same special force that Margaret and Muna was in though, former members of it. Yeah, hopefully there's some good changes. Never thought I'd see the day I chased down a buyer to get my product back. You're looking chipper. Happy now? Mm-hmm. Well, I told Nono he's gonna say I made a good deal. Then how about a high five? Yay! No time to rest on your laurels, though. We've only sold one bottle. You can't count on more happy accidents.
Excuse me, are you Bettina?
I am. Who might you be, senor?
Finally found you. Miss Bianca says you sell traditional Syracusan red wine. Is that right? I'm planning to open a Syracusan restaurant in Victoria, and I might consider bringing a few such items back with me. Could you introduce me to your product?
Oh, you mean? A good opportunity is knocking, Bettina. Let us stand there. The important part is putting your marketing skills to good use next. Still remember what I taught you? Senorita Tosia? Never mind, kid. You graduated. Just forget everything I said. It's better you do things your own way. Tosia watches the girl and the young man move to the curb, listing out the gains and losses in her head out of habit. A Syracusan restaurant. Even if he's looking for local wine, he'd make more profit if he went for something a couple grades higher than Verdi. Well, it's all about what the buyer thinks in the end. Just gotta hope he signs a long-term agreement, though even if he does, it's still a drop in the bucket. This label isn't going to escape bankruptcy or acquisition that easily. The conversation nearly seemed to pause for a moment, then the girl turned to Tosia, jumping and waving her hands, a bright smile plastered all over her face. Looks like things are going well. Whatever, as long as she's happy. I hope things go well for her. Go, Bettina! 1 week later.
I've spoken with Mr. Roger and he approves of your idea. He simply has some hesitation about getting involved and is worried about the risks. No rush, the Adeptus Favilivi isn't making any big moves right now, but this doesn't mean things will go the way the GCC planned. We may be backed by the GCC right now, but we need to make our own preparations. No matter which of these titans lets something slip through its fingers, we shall enjoy a sumptuous feast. We're not the only ones waiting to get a slice of the pie. We simply need to be ready, and wait for the perfect wave to carry us aloft. Oh ho ho! Look who it is! Our shining star in the market finally arrives! Sales tells me that you got quite a few local retailers to sign a shelf display agreement, so I thought we should celebrate.
Thanks, it was just like you said. Not much resistance when we were talking.
I meant to have the celebratory dinner yesterday, but my secretary told me you were busy with something.
I made friends with a local girl these past few days. She invited me to her home for dinner. Sorry, I know you don't splurge often.
Well, I apologize, this is great. We're foreigners in Nuovo Volsini. Only by understanding the Syracusans can we empty their pockets. It seems my lovely niece has some tricks up her sleeve. You always know exactly why you do things. That's what I like the most about you. Come. Naz the Drawi.
I think you misunderstood something. Wujik Sarek. I didn't go to the kids' place to fish for some information. I was just to sing her... it was just to sing her happy birthday.
Oh, is that so?
The glass filled with first-rate red wine freezes in midair, while a young lady on the other side of the table gives him a smile. Her family is as ordinary as can be. They even brought all their furniture in from the countryside. A family that's the complete opposite of our Nuovo Volsini, Vita Nuova. I did manage to get one good piece of news there. Now look. Tosia pulls out a soft drink in a glass bottle, resting it on a pure white satin tablecloth. Sarah cannot help but laugh.
You're here to eat dinner, you know. Why bring your own drink?
And not good night to you. This is the Shinoto I asked about last week. Her family says that there are still grocers in the city who sell it. I'm not sure if you remember, but my tata often went to Syracuse for work. Every time he came back, he'd bring some snacks and toys for me. My favorite was this drink, and I've always begged him to bring more back next time. It would have been way too heavy, now that I think about it. Well, you know what happened next? He lost his job, so I didn't get to drink Shinoto anymore, naturally. Tosia pries off the cap, the soft drink in the brown glass bottle letting out a cheerful hiss. I've always wanted to try it again. I'm starting to think that if these old-fashioned things really did disappear, it'd be a real shame. That's a jolly, Wujik Tsarek. Tosia lifts up the bottle, knocking it against the wine glass. Honestly, that zero-proof sparkling water from last week? Not my cup of tea, no offense. Sparkling water tastes gross. It's just bitter water. It's bubbly. So I don't blame her. Need some flavor. Well, I'm happy she made a friend with Bettina. Hopefully Bettina's family does well. I'm rooting for her though. Oh my goodness, she had to work since... Who knows how early she started working. Because we met her at 9. She could have been peddling wine from before then. She's gonna be one of those people that has 20 years of experience by the age of 20. A true professional. And now for the one I'm super interested in. Hi, person for witness. Hello, ma'am. Who are you?
Lupina, here's the bill of lading for this order of your winery's grapes by Saluzzo Vino. You can look over the details.
Let me see. Everything seems to be in order. You're always on top of things.
I'm flattered. Lupina, there's something which I'm not sure I should ask in my position.
Why the formality? Go ahead, Zio Elio. We've known each other for so long.
Ever since Cachemirian wine entered the market, you've been running a surplus of grapes at your winery, which has been good for us.
Your prices are reasonable, and it helps us clear inventory. It's a deal that benefits both sides. I know, right? So much floof! And so shiny too, what a nice fur coat.
Yes, but the amount that you're offering in this batch...
Is it too much for you?
No, we use all the grapes we can get. But are you leaving any for your own wine production?
You can tell.
Lupina.
Golden Prairie approached us a little while back. They offered to buy the Verde winery, and they made an offer I couldn't refuse. The winery is going under despite our best efforts. Aww. At least Golden Prairie's interest shows that our equipment and vineyards are worth something. Thank you for everything, Zio Elio. Saluzzo Vino has always been a good partner to Verde Winery. Oh, Verde. Hi, Verde Winery.
But what about the other guys? David, what about Nicolo? Did he agree?
I'll convince them. No, Lupina. How can we sell our Verde Winery to the Cachemirians? Calm down, Nicolo. Let's sit down and talk about this. There's wine, and there's food.
What's that?
Our signature wine. Sangiovese. You know it well, don't you?
Yes, I remember this label. Old Verde, your nono, painted it himself. I was raising the grapes when he first developed this wine. Trimmed the vine by vine themselves. I trimmed them vine by vine myself. The clippers were heavy and unwieldy, especially in winter, when you're out all day in the cold. But it was worth it. These vines are older than all of us put together.
In Cachemires, they trim their vines with machines, so they can go through the whole vineyard in a single day.
It's all the same. Those stupido machines rip the vines apart. It may save time in the short term, but those grapes won't have long to live once they're done with them. They don't know how to trim along the grain of the vine, ensuring that the fruits get proper sunlight and develop the right flavor. You kids don't know the old Syracusan craft, and no one wants to learn anymore. The Syracusan wine is unique because every wine is as old as a familiar. Caring for the grapevine is like caring for family. At least, it was for your nono.
Nicolo?
Think about it, Lupa. Every grape in Verde Winery is picked from the vine older than your nono. Workers like us have spent our whole lives picking grapes, carrying barrels, making wine.
And they're super proud about it, which is sweet.
My son inherited my craft. Even my granddaughter is selling wine for the winery. Where will we go if that winery is sold?
I'll make sure everyone is taken care of. Your skills won't go to waste.
Would the family we've built here still exist after the winery is sold and the workers have gone their separate ways?
To me, it's better to die with dignity now than to continue to try to scrape by in Nuova Volsini. Give it a decent ending, while this land still has value. Severance will be paid according to our contract terms.
It's not the severance I'm worried about. You were never all that interested in running the winery, but don't you feel anything for this place old Verde kept running all those years?
Nono wouldn't want his winery to go bankrupt. It's not such a bad thing to find a new home for it. This is Nuova Volsini. Nicolo. And this time, we accepted the new order. The old worker stay silent for a while. Finally, he takes out an invitation from his pocket and puts it on the table. What's that?
My granddaughter Betty turns 10 next week.
Ah, so it really is this. It really is the winery that Bettina's trying to sell for. Oop.
My granddaughter Betty turns 10 next week. We'll do this by the rules of Syracuse.
She's 10 already? I'll have to.
I'm leaving.
This is sad already. What the heck? At a small and unremarkable home in a quiet alley, it's already late when Lupina arrives. A warm light greets her as she opens the door.
I knew I'd find you here. This is my private bar. You always find me here when I'm free.
Hello, hello. Yeah, she wants to end it by her own terms, but still, it's like, oof.
Here, your usual. 1 tramonto with extra orange juice, less syrup, and 6 cubes of ice.
I thought you'd be busier. The Kashmirjan's Red Wine Championship is just in a few days. Golden Prairie sent out an invitation to all the local wineries. We're not really in a position to participate, but I suppose you'll be there. It's a market opportunity no matter who's organizing it.
Yes, it's an opportunity. But I've made the necessary arrangements. I don't need to be there personally for the rest.
You prefer to hide here and mix drinks at your leisure?
Just a little hobby of mine. You have your hobbies too, don't you? Would you care to check the drum set over there for me, my dear Vinter?
She sits down in the drummer's chair and starts banging out a lively rhythm. Her foot stomps steadily on the cymbal pedal, while the movements of the drumsticks in her hands are clean and confident. Timuyo Inguera debilitami con un fiorino verso le lacrime de mamma sola mia tombo come vino.
A song that every Syracusan child knows. You've brought it to Nuovo Vocini.
An arrangement. The original was too melancholic for this occasion. The streets are filled with vibrant Kashmirjan wine ads. A Syracusan must learn to read the room.
Maybe not all the time.
Steer. Elio told you about our winery.
That's what you're here for. What's your plan?
The Kashmirjans are coming to audit the assets tomorrow. I've already signed the letter of intent to sell. There weren't many workers left by the time Papa took over from Nono. There's no point in carrying on. Traditional winemaking methods are time and labor intensive. The winery was operating at a loss by the time Papa passed it on to me.
A shame, but since you've already made your decision, what do you need from me? It's not like you to hesitate.
The remaining workers, they're all skilled veterans. They'll do well no matter where they go. Saluzzo Vino has dozens of wineries under your label. There must be places that could use a pair of skilled hands. I'm not trying to force them on you. I know the Familia's rules. You'll be doing me a huge favor, one that I'm not in a position to repay. Just give them a chance, check them out, and assign them based on your assessment and needs.
Nothing to be nervous about. It's only natural that you'd want to take care of your family. I do need to hire more hands.
Please treat them well. Yeah, better Dimitri than Alberto. Grazie.
All's well with the workers, but what about you?
Me? I guess I'll chase my dreams in music. Frankly, I think I'm much better a drummer than I am a vinter. The fading nonchalance is accompanied by a series of drum riffs. They echo in the little private bar, never leaving the room.
I just can't. Who's there? Elio is still here? Let me help.
Are they okay? It's so quiet. I can hear the ringing in my ears. This used to be a lively place, the sounds of footsteps, barrels rolling, metal and glass clanging against each other, bubbles sizzling while grapes ferment. And now it's all... I mean, a lot of people in the game carry around weapons, so... it wouldn't be unreasonable. But nah, drumsticks are cooler. There's only silence left. Lupina slowly walks past the warehouse, the cellar, the vat. She knows this may be the last time she makes these checks. Her hand touches an antiquated equipment, the marks of age. The handle of the presser falls off the screw. No. The Kashmirjan auditor is coming soon. How can my equipment break at a time like this? All this stubborn old stuff. Gotta screw it back. Ought to be just like a light bulb. It's stuck?
Lupina.
David, good timing. Come help me fix this thing.
The vertical screw is completely stripped. It won't go back on. I was just gonna tell you, I was doing my regular checks when I found a problem with the filtration system's hydraulics cylinder. It's cracked and can't maintain hydraulic pressure. Lupa, the Kashmirjans are here.
Oops.
A fine classic villa, Signorina Verdi. The wolf heads on the wine barrels is quite detailed, and even the stone tiles in the cellar are tastefully ornamented.
It was my grandfather who painted them.
Shall we discuss what to do with your family's artwork? Would you like us to remove it intact and return it to you, or include it in the purchase?
Remove it?
Since the paintings on the tiles are a work of your late grandfather, we can arrange for an art preservation expert to remove them for you, should you wish. I assure you, they will not be damaged.
Oh, then yes, please.
The expert's fee will be at your own expense, of course.
I knew it. Fine, I'll pay. Please make sure the tiles are removed intact and undamaged. I wonder how much that would cost.
Shall we proceed to the next item? Alright. Crusher, fermentation tank, presser, thermostat, filtration system. You have full complement of a winemaking equipment.
Yes, it was my grandfather who procured it. They're the most popular models at the time. Very durable.
Your grandfather? That was a while ago then.
Still, it works well. Please come and see your crusher. This machine crushes grapes with minimal loss. My grandfather retrofitted it with extra wide rollers, increasing production by...
There seems to be an issue with the sealing ring on the machine's connector, if I'm not mistaken. Equipment assessment is not my specialty, but I'm under the impression that the sealing ring should not be exposed. And your thermostat, I took note of the temperature reading when I passed it. The temperature seems suboptimal for winemaking.
Well, yes, the equipment may be a little old, but our workers maintain it regularly, and we have all the necessary spare parts on hand. We can get it repaired quickly. It will not affect delivery.
Ah, if that's what you're concerned about, there's no need to worry. Your equipment was not included in our initial assessment. Traditional circuitous equipment is inefficient and incompatible with our production lines. We do not intend to keep it to begin with. You may dispose of it as you see fit. This includes the oaken casks in the warehouse that you just showed me. These handmade casks create uncontrolled impurities in the storage process, which are detrimental to quality control for mass-produced wine.
You don't use oaken casks?
We replaced traditional oaken casks with steel containers, which have better hermetic properties and are more responsive to temperature control.
It'll lose a lot of flavor. Murda, I sound like my nono.
That'll be a question for our inspector to worry about. I suggest you focus on whether the offer meets your expectations. I assure you that you will have nothing to worry about. It is the land of which your winery sits on that we're interested in. We'll offer a fair price for it. We get a plot of excellent land while you receive a reasonable payment in turn. It's a win-win arrangement. I'll document the results of our audit, then our legal representative will contact you to finalize the contract. Please reach out to her if you have any questions.
Would you like to try a sip?
If I recall correctly, we brought out Verdi Winery's inventory last month, as you were in urgent need of liquidity to make a payroll. There'll be no need to see me out. Have a nice day, Signorina Verdi.
Hello, hello. The Kashmirjan leaves the winery with his briefcase, takes one glance at the lonely vineyard, then gets into a black car which was waiting for him outside. He could have at least had a sip. It takes a long while until the sound of the car's engine is long gone, for Lupina to come to her senses. It's over. Nono's winery is sold, just like that.
I thought they would care more about traditions and equipment.
Nicolo.
The presser and crusher, the thermostat and the filtration system.
I'm surviving. There be storms here.
I was the one who broke them.
I know, I'm not here to blame anyone. You've been here so many years. I doubt you thought breaking a few pieces of equipment would stop the purchase.
I just...
Hope that they would stay?
The pipes. Elio.
He did something else?
I want to stop him, but...
I understand your anger, but what's done is done. If the auditor didn't find it, there's no reason for us to tell them.
Lupa.
I wasn't much of a businesswoman, but I know how to tell a good guy from a bad one. The drunk pop of mine wasn't even born when you started working at the winery with my nono. You know, he used to measure my height with his pressure. See the lines in the cylinder? It's for the best that it broke. At least it couldn't be sold.
Birdie Winery was my entire life. I watched every new bottle go out the door, so it's weather one storm after another. I thought my granddaughter, or maybe my granddaughter's granddaughter, would get to see the new bottles going out. I didn't think it would end this way.
If continuing the old ways won't protect them, maybe this is for the best. Is there anything else I can do?
My son would like you to come to his daughter's 10th birthday party. With a bottle of wine her age, as a tradition. Yeah, as a tradition.
But...
And take good care of this winery until it really changes hands. Milkara Lupa.
And also tell Bettina, sorry about the deal you made with that restaurant. Yeah, so we're gonna actually be closing down. And we can't honor that deal. Sorry, Bettina. My dear Vintner, I would very much appreciate if you would pay a visit to my private bar. You may help yourself to my collection. He told me to come, but he's nowhere to be found. People in Syracuse die every day. How is that enough to shut him up at home? And he wants his guests to mix their own drinks? It's been a long time since I've done it. What was that? What was it that Nono said? Flashback. Winemaking is a slow and gradual process. The wine begins to gain its unique flavor during fermentation, like a family slowly brought together. Sometimes wines and juices of different flavors are mixed together before being presented for tasting. No, you're too young to drink. Are you listening, Lupa? That's a paintbrush, not a drumstick. I'm not done painting yet. Wow, she was always into drumming. Yes, you can play with it once I'm done. Look, this is our vineyard. This big wolf head is me, and the small one is you. You want to paint a couple of brushes, too? 2 drumsticks? My. Yokara Lupa sure has her own ideas. You want to be a musician, the most rhythmic drummer on Terra? Then Nono's gonna be the best painter on Terra. Haha. No, I'm not angry, see? I'm painting right now, on a wine bottle. I'll take you to the cellar when it gets warmer and decorate the walls. I wanted to do this for a long time. It took years for this idea to take shape. I want you to both inherit the winery and have the freedom to become a musician. Your family should not make you give up your dreams. Yo, Grandpa was cool. This has come to this, Nono. I couldn't even come up with a bottle from the year. Yeah, I couldn't even come up with a bottle from this year. Maybe a bit of music to lift the mood. The drummer walks to the instrument. He has a finely wrapped gift box on the stool with which he has often sat. He lays down her drumsticks, opens the ribbon-wrapped gift box, and finds a bottle of wine within. The label features 2 wolf's heads by the grapevines, one large, one small, with 2 drumsticks by the ears, of the smaller wolf drawn with childish lines. The label says, Verdi 1092. The drummer lays her hand on the bottle gently, then puts it back inside the box and takes up the drumsticks. The sound of song begins to echo through the bar. So sad. So bittersweet. What a super duper bittersweet start, like what the heck? We started off with a murder. Then we got to learn about Vino. The Vino winery. And now that other dude's been taking over all the winery businesses. And now, the birthday party gift. Like, ah. Yeah, at least it was on her terms at the very least. Like, if I got to choose one of them as the operator, though, I want her. She can play music for us, that'd be cool. I didn't even look in the shop yet. I'm gonna see what's in there. Wrong thingy. Charm the tiles. Ooh, an Orchestra's casual outfit. Oh, it's a nice outfit for her. I like it. Yeah, I'm getting that for sure. Oh man, hopefully everything will go by well for them. So sad. Yeah, I'm just gonna unlock these for next time. I'll see what they're called. So we're gonna get Crash, Unheard Sound, and... Or Die Nuovo. How much time is it gonna be for prepping for the next thingy? Like, are they gonna be rerun events after this? Since yeah, I guess finishing the rest of the records and then starting the prepping for another stream could work out. I know that next week I just gotta get through more of Corposant for GFL 2. And then of course continue with Ordeal Call 3. But that's not too bad, I think. So yeah, it should be doable. Just gotta hope the storm doesn't get super duper bad and then like destroy the internet. Cause like wow, 2 storms over here. Yay. They're just gonna battle with each other. Asserting dominance. So I think it's mainly gonna be for the weekend. Actually, let me check my weather app. I wonder if it changed at all. Okay, weather app, what do you look like? Wow, the forecast. The 10-day forecast is all rain. It is gonna be all storm. Ooh. After the duration of this event, and so of this event, the Ursus event will shortly drop. Okay, yeah, good to prep then. Can do for next week. 2 Arknight streams. Sounds Buddha. I guess after this, I'll do some more cleaning up for the storm, just in case like it starts raining a lot, because it's expected. I think last I saw was like up to 10 inches of rain, which means that if it floods inside the house, my floors are screwed. Last time it did flood into little bro's room, like so he was extra screwed, and his room's right next to mine. So if his room floods, again, mine's doomed afterwards. I gotta take things off the floor just in case, because I'm gonna be at work. And if it happens during work time, then I come home, I'm gonna be sad. So I'll be good. I'll hop off for now and do some more cleaning. With that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, but gotcha luck. Oh yeah, and then for the funnies on Arium, I entered a lore contest. Like, it'd be funny to win. We'll see what happens though. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Storm, storm, storm. Freaking storms. It changed from hydraulic alerts to instead different alerts. I have Flood Watch and Tropical Storm Watch. It's kind of interesting seeing when it says significant threat to life or property. Severity threat, severe. Wow. How ominous. So surprisingly, it's chill right now, but then again, it's the calm before the extreme storm, clearly. The work, you know, you want to be cancelled. Ooh, scary. Legit, please cancel work.